Okay, Captain's Log. Oh man, it has been a second. And if you can tell, I changed my camera back. If you're just listening, same thing. I changed my camera back. I've been dealing with this whole arrangement like quite a bit, and it has been driving me crazy, and I finally made the executive call that I had to move some things back. If you remember, I've been talking about this. The ship here has been in disarray. I switched screens, and I ultimately switched back. The last one, I couldn't do it. I tried it out. I was objective. I really fought through it, and at the end of the day, I started losing my goddamn mind, and I said, I got to put it back. So I went and I redid the whole deal, and that's like a whole day and a half process of switching the screen out and hooking it back up and all of the cables and moving things around. But it was a lot. But man, I am glad to have this big old windshield back to drive this ship, and I'm going to show you what I mean a little bit. If you're just listening, you're going to have to envision this. But so I made sure to document this so I could really, really justify that I'm not just high maintenance. But okay, so look at this. This is how it was with the new screen. Okay, so I have these extra little screens, and they had to go off to the side. So I'd be looking at the main one, and then I'd have these auxiliary screens and extra information off to the side, and every time I had to look at them, I had to like completely turn my head away from the screen and then look down at it, and it just was like super inefficient. And so this whole back and forth movement, checking stuff out, was just like not the move. Okay, so you picture that. You can see that this whole like thing back and forth, not good, right? It's actually like very inefficient to work, and every time you gotta look over there, you're like shifting, right? So I'm a big I don't want to say I'm a fan of context shifting, but if you don't know what context shifting is, it's like when you switch between like activities or something. So like, let's say you're like you're working on typing up a document or something, and then you get a text and you go, oh, text, and then you switch over to that application or action to respond to the text. That's called context shifting. So like if you were in a state of flow in your document, right, and then this text came, all this whole like thought process of where you were at and what you were thinking about, you then have to shift. You have to completely adjust to whatever the new topic of the text was, right? And so that context shifting is actually really inefficient because your brain has to kind of like, it's like hitting a speed bump in a car. You go, oh, wait, where was I? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. And then you're like, okay. And so then you respond to the text, and then you go back to your document and you're like, okay, all right, where was I? Oh yeah. And you gotta like, maybe you like reread a little bit and you're like, okay, let me fire up the engine a little bit and get going. What was I saying again? Oh yeah. Because maybe before you were just cruising, right? And then you just get derailed, right? So even that simple act of switching between application windows, and especially when you're using an application window that is designed completely differently, it's really, really can throw you for a loop, right? So that small thing will derail your productivity, okay? So picture that. And so even with a screen, right, just taking my eyes off that to look over and like focus and be like, okay, it was doing it for me, and I was like really bothered. I was very, very sensitive. I'm a sensitive boy, okay? So the new one, I'm going to show show you what the new rig looks like, and I am pretty stoked on that. Okay, so this is the rig. This is the favorite rig. This is how it was before, and I just had to go back because it's just so good, right? So all my main work happens up here, and so whenever I just need to look at whatever the extra stuff is, it's just a little down with the eyes, not even the head, right? So I'm working, blah, 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 and then just quick down. Oh, there it is. Yep. It's like having one giant massive screen, but the plus side about these is that you can snap application to those displays, or you can deploy applications just there. And yeah, I don't know, it's way better. It feels like it's like this like giant windshield, which it is. I mean, it's the windshield of the ship. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can see that's why I had to go back. And I implore you to consider where context shifting might be completely wrecking your life. I got way into this when I first found out about it. I read Cal Newport's book, Deep Work, where he really brings this up. And I was like, oh shit, that's like really interesting. And it's like totally true. Like, I don't know if you ever talk to somebody having a conversation, they get a text, right? And they're like talking, and then the text comes in and they look down, or maybe they look at their watch, but they look down and they're trying to continue the conversation with you, and they're like, yeah, and they just, it breaks down. They just like speed bump, right? And this is almost like a shatter the glass reality thing, because you'll start to notice it everywhere. And that's what happened to me, is like I started noticing every single place this happened in my life, whether it be on my phone, when you have the little, like, you know, when the notification comes in, so you could be doing something, and then like the notification will come in that you get a text up there. Same way like on the computer, if you're a Mac user. And then you might just stop what you're doing and immediately respond to the text and then go back. And we think that it's like, oh, it's nice that that's there and I can quickly answer and then go back. But the reality is that your productivity just screeched to a halt because this disruption showed up. And especially with technology and digital applications, when you have multiple windows and all these notifications and all this shit, oh man, I got sensitive to it. I'm a sensitive boy, so like I had to turn off like most my notifications. Strong believer of get those guys out of here, because like, let's be honest, realistically we're like pretty much gonna check all of our shit anyways. Like, we're addicted. We're just like, you know, when we're bored, when you're cruising through your phone, you're like, what do I feel like doing right now? You're like looking for those red notification badges to click on and go away. At least that's what I would do. I'm like, I got to make all these little guys go away. So you don't really need the notification to tell you, oh, hey, you have a new notification, because you're just going to by nature and habit open up your text or open up Instagram or open up whatever to check it. So I went through and I just like, I burned it down. I got rid of all the notifications, and except for important ones, some texts from special people, or if you're in do not disturb mode, you can set it up that way. Or what else? Obviously phone calls and stuff, but like messaging features, because every app these days has messaging features. That's just like way too many. If you're getting a notification from Instagram from a DM and a notification from Gmail about an email, and you're getting a iMessage notification, and then you're getting a Discord thing, and then you're getting Twitter, and then you're getting Snapchat, and then you're getting Facebook, and then there's Facebook Messenger, and you're like getting all these, it like piles up fast. And every single one of these applications is beyond just messaging too. Like these annoying ones that it's like, hey, here's a new feature. Did you know about this? I don't care. Stop bothering me. In my opinion, the tech should not control us, and it's kind of gotten there. It's sending these notifications to return our attention to the device instead of us going, I need to use my tech to help me with something. I will then go to the device. It's gone opposite. The tech is saying, hey, you need to use me right now. And we go, oh, okay. And that's not how I feel it should be. So anyways, obviously another technology rant from Feather. Yeah, we get it. I know. But that's what happened here. And I'm a big productivity boy and workflow man. And so I had to switch this back. And man, I am so glad that I did. I don't know, but I guess you do have to fuck around and find out. I did it. I did it, and now I'm back to sorting that out. So that was a big thing for me, big change in life. The whole widescreen thing, I really thought that if I had a normal aspect ratio monitor, it would be helpful for like when I switch, like when I switch to this. But I kind of don't. I don't mind this layout here. Like, you can have these extra cameras, and I used to think that maybe I'd have to make this like part like the full width of the whole frame, and maybe not. I don't think so. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're just gonna keep it that way, and so be it. And if more problems arise, then I guess I'll just keep figuring it out. That's what we do here. So yeah, there was that. And then the other thing that I've been trying to sort out in this technology chaos of fixing the ship is my file management and all of my data, because man, it's been challenging. So I have my one computer that I do my creative work on. That's my Mac. And then I have my PC that I use for all of this camera and switching and like stream stuff. That's the workhorse for all that. So there's those two computers. Luckily, I don't do creative work off of the PC, so I don't have to worry about that. But then I also have a laptop, and so when you're doing work, a lot of creative work that has assets, files, and presets and samples and like all this stuff, and you want to create on another machine, you need to make sure that you have all of those things so that you can continue working the way you normally do. So like on this computer, I got like a fat sample library, and then I have all my presets from Bitwig. And then if I'm editing movies and video content, then there's all of the assets for Final Cut, and then the hard footage itself. And the thing with this is, because most computers have like a relatively small internal hard drive, it doesn't make sense to try to put it all on there. And so then you start and I'll grab this. You grab an external hard drive, right? And you put the stuff on there so you can work off of that, so it doesn't fill up. So this is like 4 terabytes, nice and large, because my internal is 1 terabyte, which is still pretty good. But my sample library alone and project files for music stuff is almost 4 terabytes, because I got fat sample library, huge. I got the whole Native Instruments complete suite, so that's like a terabyte itself. Plus the Arturia stuff, and then I got a splice library, and like all this, like tons and tons and tons of assets, right? If you don't produce, you probably have no idea what these things are, and that's okay. You don't need to know. Just know that it's all the little toys and sounds and things that you can use to create. And when I'm in this space, this studio, I love it. It's awesome. I love, we got the toys, the keyboards, all the things, and all the samples that connect to that to make it all nice and fun. And that's great. However, when I want a change of scenery and I want to work off my laptop, because sometimes that's nice. I think sometimes you can get a little stale in the same space, and you maybe want to spice it up. Some of y'all might like hitting up a coffee shop. There's no coffee shops in the jungle, but sometimes maybe I want to go sit outside, or I want to sit on a tree, or I want to, any of that jungle-related things. Or even on the couch. Maybe I just want to go over on the couch and sit there and have a nice little time. And there's something about working off a laptop. It's a different way of creating. And so sometimes I feel like I've been sitting here far too long, like I tend to do, and I want to spice it up. But then the thing is so I can grab my hard drive with some of my stuff, but I have multiple hard drives for multiple things because one hard drive is filled with only music stuff, and then there's video stuff on the other thing. So you got to make sure to get both drives. The other thing that I was trying to do is I was like, well, I could create a duplicate drive of my OneDrive, and then I could just leave the OneDrive here, and then I could grab my extra drive and bring it with me. And then the problem I found with that is, well, if I did any changes on my projects on my duplicate drive, I would need to copy those changes back over to the other drive. And that's kind of a pain in the ass because you don't remember what the changes were, and you might forget. And so then that wasn't quite the solution. Plus, I hope you're keeping up with me because this is how my brain goes. It's like nonstop all the time. So this is nerd talk for sure. Plus, on your computer, you have all these internal files and documents that the applications can use. And so you often will need to make sure that those are on both computers, right? So whether it be the plugins that you've downloaded for your DAW or for Final Cut, maybe you got some assets or titles or transitions or whatever. Maybe you've got some brushes or whatever for Photoshop and all this stuff. So then you got to go and you got to make sure that those are all downloaded on the laptop as well. And that can kind of be a pain in the ass because if you forget and then you go to create and you open up a project and it's missing files, you're like, well, now I can't even work on this because it's missing these things that I need. And so that's not an ideal situation. And so then if you remember, you're like, okay, well, then I need to go and download these physical things. So then you're sitting there and you're spending like an hour downloading all these extra little things. And so the multiple machine setup has really been a challenge to figure out how to keep that set up in a way that is conducive to my workflow that I've become a habit of in the studio here. And I was thinking, oh, you know what I can do? I have Google Drive, and I've like way too much. I've got like, because I share it with numerous people in our crew. It's like me and Sadie and Bad Nights and so we all, and for each person they give you 2 terabytes, something like that, 4 terabytes. So we all share like 12 terabytes. That's a lot of storage. And I'm like, okay, you know what I could do? I could just put everything that I need on my Google Drive, and I could sync it and mirror it to my external drive. And then I'll just load up Google Drive on each computer. And so every time I'm in here working at the studio, I'm working on a project and I make a change and it saves it to the drive, Google Drive will be running on my laptop. It will automatically sync the change to that computer. And then if I want to go, I don't got to do any hard drive syncing. I don't got to whatever. I just go and I grab the laptop, and the sync has already been happening in the background while I'm doing it. And I'm going, we're good. I'm like, this is perfect. This is amazing. So I moved everything over to that. So I'm talking, all these samples, all these sample libraries, all these files, blah, 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 blah. I move it all over there and tried to, after it took, like multiple days to sync, because this is like 4 terabytes of stuff. Then I finally try to sync the other computer and get the hard drives to match, and syncing problem. And I started getting all of these duplicate files and shit on my drives. And it was like adding the same file, but with like a 1 after it. And it was like, basically it just didn't work. So I fucked around and I found out about that workflow, and that didn't work out. So then I had to spend all this time going through and finding the duplicate files that it added and then deleting them and then moving it off the drive and then back onto the original hard drive and all this stuff. And that's been like this whole deal. And I'm just now fixing that and getting it back to how it was. And man, So annoying. I've been spending way too much time fucking with all of this tech bullshit, and it doesn't feel like I've been spending much time creating. And for a while there, I felt like I was ripping it, and then I tried to tweak the setup, and it caused chaos. And we're really close to getting back to normal. Thank God. The screen coming back was way better. But man, the whole file thing was a big disruption. It was very annoying to me. I didn't expect that. I totally thought I'd kind of hacked the system there with like a smart trick, and it really got me good. So would not recommend doing that. It seems Google Drive's on the lowest of the totem pole of file sync options. So iCloud holds up pretty good, but the problem with iCloud is you can't put it on an external drive like you can with Google, which is part of the problem, because if you have anything beyond, most of us probably have small hard drives on our computers, and you're kind of stuck. So when you got a lot of digital toys like I do, I don't know what else to do. So that's been my life. If that was confusing as hell for you, that's just a glimpse into what it looks like to be a digital creator. I definitely probably make it harder than it needs to be on myself, but I got a lot of things, a lot of toys, a lot of machines, and there's a masochistic part of me that likes it, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of burnt out with that. I'm like, I just want to get back to creating in this workflow. And so I think that was sort of the culmination of the screen situation. So what I'm saying through all of this is we're getting back to it. We're returning. The ship is slightly returning to functioning mode. Thank God. So I can hopefully do some more stuff here. Another upside with all that is I've been working on. The portal went down for a while, and it was really hard to make some what's the word I'm looking for? Other world connections, outside connections. So I've been working on getting that going, and right now I'm thinking that I've set out a beacon. Right, so to see if I can get any external communications in, because up till now it's pretty much only been external communications going out with these logs. I've just been sending them out, hoping y'all get them. But because the comms have been down, it had been hard to receive anything coming in. But I'm thinking I can. Well, I'm going to try to see if I can get anything in, and we'll see how stable it is. So I am optimistic about that, but it's out there. The beacon is sent, and we will just wait. We'll wait until then. But it's been a little lonely sometimes, and so hopefully we can get some conversations with others, and that would be nice. That would be nice. So yeah, that's my life. This one going on. It's just still kind of missing the jazz a little bit, to be honest. Been working on some stuff, but it hasn't felt like with the same energy. That's been frustrating, but I am trying to remain disciplined. I am a fan of that. When you don't feel the inspiration, sometimes you just got to sit down and provide the opportunity for it to show up. So done a little bit of that, going through the motions and just grinding through, hoping the jazz returns. I do think the chaos of this setup has really disrupted that for me. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but my brain really gets into a workflow, and he knows how to do it. And then when that comes, a context shift, dare I say, when that shows up, derails the whole deal. So, I'm missing the jazz, but hopefully we'll return from that. You know what? I maybe right away I can jump into some. What have we been listening to lately? Because it's been this is this has been kind of a random selection. I've been recently listening to Sleep Token a lot. I'm not typically jamming the harder rock, but Sleep Token's so cool, and I really like its like thematic conceptual stuff that they do. So, and I really, what I really dig is their song arrangements. Really cool. A lot of the songs feel like a journey, and I've been really kind of into that. I've been trying when creating to find like these paths through the songs that feel a bit more like a journey for the listener than it does like a verse, chorus, verse, whatever, or a build, drop, blah, blah. Like something that really continues to be interesting and takes the listener on a journey. So Sleep Token, specifically the album Take Me Back to Eden. The track on there that's the highlight for me is Euclid? How do you say that? And also, what is it? Do you want to do DYW TYM, something like that? I don't know. If you know, you know. But I think it's do you want to? Do you want? I can't remember. So yeah, Sleep Token, super cool. That's probably as far deep into the rock territory as I tend to traverse. But they have very etherealness to them, so that's cool. I also stumbled on something new, a new artist that I hadn't heard before called Elephant Heart. So if you want some Jungle Boy type beats, I thoroughly enjoyed Elephant Heart. So Elephant Heart has this record called Seasons, and that was pretty cool. I liked that. A few years old, but a lot of these cool kind of jungle vibes on there. So that hit the spot. Would recommend that. And then, I don't know if you're going to be ready for this one, but I went back and I cracked open Taylor Swift's Reputation. It's probably one of my favorite Swift records, next to 1989, I would say. And no, that's probably my favorite. Yeah, those two. But man, Reputation, it kind of smacks. I'm just gonna say, I don't even remember what made me go back and I think I was because I was like making like a kind of like a trappy beat, and I was like, something loosely reminded me of one of those songs. So I went and I cracked it open. I was like, wow, still holds up. I'm pretty sure that's Jack Antonoff on there. Cause I don't think she makes a record without that man. I know she did. He was on the most recent one. The Tortured Poet thing. I listened through it. It's cool, but like it was super chill. I wasn't expecting something so chill, but so my energy wasn't really looking for something that chill right now. So Sadie very much enjoyed it. She said, quote, as a Tumblr girl, this is exactly what she needed. And it's not even like she was a big Taylor Swift fan before, really, but I dare say that record probably made her a fan, if not, or made her a Swiftie, perhaps. I don't know. Where's the line where you become a Swiftie? Like, is it when you ask someone, when you ask a stranger, do you like Taylor Swift? Is that the marker of now you're officially a Swiftie? I'm really curious where you're like, am I a Swiftie because I listen, Or do you need to listen a certain amount to be a Swiftie? Like, do you need to tweet something about her to become a Swiftie? I don't know. These are the thoughts that keep me up. They keep me up at night. I'm looking up who is on Reputation. Let's see. I don't think that was Jack Antonoff. That was maybe before the Jack Antonoff-ness, right? Because was 1989 after that? No, it was before. So never mind. It certainly doesn't feel like a Jack Antonoff record, but could be. We'll see. Hold on. I'll do a bit more research on this, but yeah, I mean, because he's credited on like half the songs on the new record. It's like him and like some other person. Credits written by Shellback and Max Martin. That does feel a little bit more like that. Ed Sheeran. Wow. Yeah, a lot of Max Martin-ness here. Oh, there's a Jack Antonoff one. He's on Look What You Made Me Do. Wow. See? He shows up again. So, all right. Yeah, we're looking. There's a lot of Max Martin on here. If you don't know who Max Martin is, look him up. He's like the biggest pop writer of all time. He's a Swedish god. But turns out that Jack Antonoff is on quite a few of these for the production. So that's really interesting. Good for you, Jack. I love to see it. I love to see the diversity. And you know what else I love to see is people finding their crews. When you find somebody you vibe with and you want to make some tunes, do it. Like, you don't need to go and seek out all these star writers with big teams and all this stuff. I mean, Swift's a great example of this, because on this last record, it's like her on every track, and then it's like Jack on half the record, because it's like a fat record. It's like, and then this other guy, I don't remember his name, but it's like two people, and she's listed as like, I think the other day someone told me she has like it was like 10 tracks or something, like in the top in the charts or whatever. Here, I'm gonna check myself on that, because that's pretty nuts if that's true. She's, let's see, on the charts. I mean, is it viral, or where would that be? Maybe we'll just do top songs global, I guess. But so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 10 Taylor Swift songs from Tortured Poets Department in Spotify's global top songs. That's nuts. Okay, that is absolutely nuts. Like, you don't need, because those aren't like hit songs. That's like, none of them are on the top 40 radio-ish stuff, I don't think. You just need a fan base. You just need people who like what you do. You don't need this, like, I don't know. I digress. I don't know. Yeah, it's good for her. Good for you, Taylor Swift. Swift mama. You're my Swift mama. That felt weird to say. I feel like that was a fake, like I'm not a true Swiftie. I can't say that. So never mind. All right. That's enough of that. So that's what I've been listening to. What have you been listening to? That's your homework. Go and check that out, please. Yeah, I mean, that's been my life. Honestly, it's just been a little bit of the grind. It's been long. It's been a little monotonous, just clunking away here, tinkering and fixing and trying to create and all that stuff. Feeling a little burnt, but it's all right. It's all good. We struggle on here. discipline will get me through. And I don't know. I'm hopeful because I got over this hump of the tech, and I feel like this stuff's coming through. And now that this stuff feels like it's coming back together, I'm feeling like I have a little bit more freedom and confidence to. I need to do some. I want to work on some more performative stuff, maybe some sets and whatnot. Find some cool locations to do that stuff, but I kind of always feel like I can't delve into an additional project like that when like my current project is fixing this stuff. When my life is in disarray, I feel a little unstable, and I don't always feel that comfortable to shift focus and do an additional thing while I feel that everything's in chaos. So I'm getting through this was good. So, man, yeah, I don't know. We struggle on, and that's okay. That's okay. I hope you all are doing well out there. Appreciate you receiving the log from the captain here. But summer's coming. It's good. Looking forward to that. Well, if you receive the beacon, hit me up. I think it'd be fun to have some chats with some other folks on here if it works out. So, okay, quick little check in here. We'll see you next time, y'all. Peace.